today is known as daytime's leading lady. She's been playing Erica Kane on All My Children since 1970. Take a look.
Jack, there's really nothing more to talk about.
Really? Because it seems like you're jumping out of your skin to get to David. What do you think he's going to try to convince Liza to send you to prison?
Well, you know how vindictive David is. I mean, don't you think he'd want the woman who shot him behind bars?
Please help us welcome Emmy winner, mother of two, and grandmother of two, Susan Lucci. You look so beautiful. You are so beautiful.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. I'm in great company, I'll tell you. You all look fabulous.
Over the years, Erica Kane has been married 10 times. She's been accused of murder.
Wonderful.
She has served prison time for kidnapping. That's just a few of the things.
She was wrongly accused.
What has it been like for you playing her for over 40 years?
I know. It's been great. Clearly, I can't walk away from Erica Kane. You know, I've been there and having so much fun, and yeah, it continues to be a good time.
But how much fun playing a baddie?
Absolutely.
Oh, that was just, you can channel everything out in
Absolutely.
that fabulous baddie.
Yes, sink your teeth in.
yeah.
Yes.
You know, Susan, what I love about you, I'm a big All My Children fan. What I love about you is that you really do embrace this character, but not just obviously on camera, but off camera as well. Tell us a story about how you got your break as Erica Kane. How did you get that part?
Oh, you know, it's kind of a long story, but I'll try to cut to the chase. I had met the casting director about 6 months before they were even going to do a show called All My Children. She said, we'll call you when we're going to be doing it. I hoped she meant it. She did call. I almost didn't go to meet the casting director. My hair, you can't tell now, but it's naturally curly. And it was a really hot, sticky summer day, humid in New York City in July. My hair was so curly, so I put a scarf around it backwards, and I almost didn't even go. And can you imagine how stupid I would have been?
Wow. You're glad you went for us.
Thank you. So I met the casting director, and there really was a series of being called back. And the second time I was called back, they asked me to read a scene, and I read with Fra Heflin, who played Mona, my mother. From day one, we were paired together. And then on my 5th callback, which was the final callback, they put me on camera on tape, and Agnes Nixon watched. And what Agnes told me later is that when she saw me on camera, she said, "That's Erica."
Oh, yeah.
So,
The creator of the children.
Well, you have some of the most loyal fans, and we have a few who would love to ask you some questions.
Oh, fantastic.
So we're going to start with our first viewer.
Hi, Susan. My name is DeAndrea Cloud. I'm from New Orleans. Susan, I love you. You look absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. What is your workout secret?
Well, I do work out, and I get up extra early in the morning, so I will have some time for myself, and I generally do Pilates. That's my basic thing, and I've been doing it for 15 years. Over the last, just before Dancing with the Stars, I knew I had to really step it up even more, so I started doing Malibu Pilates. You may be familiar with that, which gives you a cardio workout too. But in the morning before I go to work, I do either Malibu Pilates or I do Pilates, mat Pilates, but mostly it's Malibu because I get the biggest bang for the buck. I get cardio and so you tone, get a really strong core, and I do it early in the morning because then the rest of the day, no matter what happens to me, I know that I did something really good for myself, and I keep that with me all day.
You're like an advert for Pilates, because look at her back. Look how when she sits.
Yeah, she's got perfect posture.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, if you were my height, you'd want to stretch every inch you could.
Tell us your name, where you're from.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hi.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to know your very favorite storyline that you've played.
Oh my.
It's got to be hard.
Yeah,
The
that's a
toughie.
hard
choosing
one.
babies.
Yes, because I've been such a lucky actress. I've had so many amazing storylines. And on the one hand, I will tell you just off the top of my head, all that modeling around New York City, all that going out on location and being on top of that fountain in front of the plaza and twirling in front of the fountain in Lincoln Center. I mean, it was 5 degrees those days, and the men were all in parkas, the crew's in parkas. They're selling chestnuts on the street, roasting them, and you know, I'm in little tiny dresses, but still, it was the best acting I ever did.
There you go.
And the other thing was the intervention scene with a little girl, Bianca. It's what I won the Emmy for, and that I really love that stuff too. And the food fight with Adam Chandler in the hotel room. So a lot of stuff.
We're going to have much more with Susan Lucci. She's going to tell us about the real-life drama she has faced in her own life when we come right back. Welcome back to The Talk. We're having a conversation with Susan Lucci. Now we want to introduce you to the man who has been by her side for 41 years. Please welcome her husband, Helmut Huber. Now, unlike Erica Kane, who has been in and out of many romantic relationships, you and Helmut have been together for 40-plus years.
41 years.
41 years. How do you make the marriage work over such a long period of time?
Well, first of all, she comes home to me after she's done the show with all these guys. You know what I mean? So every night she comes home to me. So that's an indication, too, that... but I can't wait till she comes home. And you say 41 years, to me, it feels like 3 weeks. Seriously. I mean...
How did you all
when I
meet?
see her, you know, I just light up.
How did you meet?
Too. I actually worked for Helmut. I worked for Helmut when I was in college. My first year as a freshman in that summertime, I had to, my parents paid for my tuition, but I had to earn my spend money. And so I worked as a waitress at the Garden City Hotel. You know the Garden City Hotel on Long Island. But I learned after about a minute and a half I'd rather be the hostess than the waitress. But that happened to be Helmut's last year there. So he was really my boss. And I had never been a waitress, and I didn't know how exactly to hold the trays, and it was a very beautiful, beautiful restaurant operation, and I had to be very professional, and I didn't know how. And Helmut would just scold me, you know, young lady, your skirts are too short, you're not a tea bobby, you're a young lady, you don't know how to hold a tray. And then he would wiggle his ears at me with his chef's thing. You know, he would wiggle his ears, and I would say to the other college kids, who is that? And say, he's your boss, stupid. And I would say, well, what's his name? And they said, Helmut Huber. And I said, is that one name? Is that one of those hyphenated names? You know, so.
With his European charm.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Susan, tell us, I know that Helmut has had some health issues.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us all?
Yes, this came as quite a surprise about 10 years ago. And honey, I want you to tell about it, too. Helmut went for a pre-op.
I needed a pre-operation exam. You know, I went to the doctor. I waited 45 minutes. I was late for a golf date, and I was not a happy camper. I finally get in to see him, you know, to do the EKG and all this, and he says, oops, we have a problem. What's that? You have an irregular heartbeat. Now, at that point, I never, you know, heard anything like this. My legs started to shake. You know, I really felt awful, and I said, I talked to my wife, you know. And I finally was able to get a hold of Susan, and I told her what's up. And I mean, I was healthy, ate healthy, and do sports and all that.
I was
very
the first one up in the
active.
morning
The
on
whole
the ski
thing.
slopes
And
checking it
I'm
out. I
shocked.
mean,
I was shocked that I had this. Of course, Susan immediately looked into it, you know, and get the right doctors and everything.
So what was
What's
the
the name of
condition called? Yeah.
AFib, you know, irregular heartbeat.
Yeah.
And
And so what can that lead to, though?
well, if you have an irregular heartbeat, I had heard people say, oh, I have an irregular heartbeat. I thought it was something not serious. But then we found out from talking to doctors, and now there's so much more information available, that with AFib or an irregular heartbeat, you are 5 times as likely to have a stroke And if you have AFib and get a stroke, you're twice as likely to have a fatal stroke. So this was horrible information to learn. But the good news is that you can prevent that stroke.
How?
Well, first of all, there's a wonderful way to find out, which is called Facing AFib, and I know you all are going to provide the link for anybody watching to find out. We gathered information at the time because there was no central place that you could find it. But get the information, go with your husband, or if it's you, have him come with you, because I think 2 sets of caring, loving ears and eyes are better than 1. And when you're the one with the condition, maybe your legs are shaking, you might be not hearing everything the same way, and you get to ask questions that can help you. Your doctor can put you on a certain program, and there's medication often involved. But it's important because even going to the dentist, you may have to take antibiotics. We've learned so much that how you take care of your dental health affects your heart condition too. Not that that's what led to AFib or does. I'm just saying.
It's good information.
Just, yes, take care of yourself and ask the right questions and go together, because first of all, you're moral support for each other, but you can hear better if
Absorb more
you're,
information,
yeah.
For more information on atrial fibrillation, go to thetalk.com. Susan Lucci and Helmut Huber, thank you so much for coming on and sharing that with everybody.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. Next, Top Chef Roy Yamaguchi tells us the best way to dine out with your kids.